Welcome to Elite 6 Business Networking Think Tank, facilitated by your host Danny DeHeck, the place where decision makers come together to share their experience, knowledge and skills. First meeting for 2021, and we do have a theme today, and that's checklist for 2021, and we called it last year, I think, Warrant of Fitness. So I don't know if any of us have got our warrant of fitnesses in business ever. It's like we're allowed to start up a business. You don't need to get a certificate to start your own business. It's like children, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just have children and be responsible parents.
Yeah. Well, in some of the professions, you have warrants of fitness, like the accountants and what have you. They get checked from time to time, and they've got to pass the audit if they want to maintain their practicing certificate. So, and I believe some of the lawyers and architects do the same thing. So,
I'm quite surprised that isn't done for more industries, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, they do it for buildings, let's face it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even, like with IT, you can just about be, as long as you've got a, what do you call that thing? Public liability. You can normally get calling yourself an IT professional, and suppose, well, it all depends what you're working on, really. Small stuff isn't really that big a deal. Right, let's introduce ourselves. I'll start. My name's Danny, and I'm what am I? I don't know what I am. I'm actually starting to do a lot of online workshops and courses, and I've just managed to buy some software to do that. So I'm really looking forward to getting that going. And I'm going to probably start recording my first LinkedIn course this afternoon. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be a course I've actually ran face-to-face a couple of times. And I've also run it online over Zoom with real people. So now I'm going to chop that all up and make a course. So that's what my new venture is for 2021. Helen, what do you do?
I'm Helen. I am a photographer. I'm a digital artist. I consider myself an entrepreneur. I'm making a new business, a new store for my digital art, and I've started podcasting, but I need to keep going because I've only done a few. And what was the other thing? Blogging. Bit of a blogger, but need to keep doing that.
And you've started a new project this year.
New project?
Yeah.
What's that? New project.
Yeah. What have you been working on?
I just said I'd started a digital art store.
Okay. Digitalprints.co.nz.
Digital prints, digitalprints.co.nz.
Yep.
And I'm making that at the moment. And it's real fun, actually, to get it all together.
And she's going to try selling my photography. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. What about you two? You got any new projects, or tell us what you do and who you are?
Danny, us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Stefano and Stefano and Jalene.
Yes,
It's only been a year, guys. Give me a break.
it's all good. It's all good. So we're Jalene and Steph from the WOF, and we specialize in building e-commerce stores and integrating apps into Shopify, WooCommerce, and Magento. Our new business venture, that's an add-on to our services, is building apps for Shopify.
Awesome.
So we've got 2 in the pipeline, and pretty excited about what's going to come.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And you're also a captain of a ship.
Yes, I'm the founder of the WOF. Steph is the technical genius behind everything.
Not the slave.
No.
That's cool. David Clarkson, what about you?
I'm David Clarkson. My firm is Dynamic Communication. But that's I'm sort of heading into more semi-retirement, and so whilst I'll still do some work on dynamic communication, we build more confident, more competent, more credible communicators, and still doing that work, but I'm putting less emphasis on it. And many of you may know that I curate a military museum at Burnham Camp here in Christchurch. And so that's going to become the focus of my activities major focus of my activities during 2021.
Cool. So you took us for a tour just before New Year's.
That's right.
And so what would you say that role is? Because I was trying to get that out of you yesterday and I can't remember what your answer was.
Well, basically it's a curator, but my official title is the chair of the Regimental History Centre.
Jesus.
The chairman, yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, David. Lachlan, I know your name.
Yeah, I'm Lachlan McNeil, and I have a company called A Call for Recruitment. This year being 2021, I'll also be doing more work in careers helping with careers, and as well as that, looking to. I mean, I'm a natural teacher, so looking to where that's going to take me. Plus, my wife just got a job in Nelson, so we're probably going to move to Nelson at some stage.
Oh, no way! Is that why you're painting the house?
Sorry.
Is that why you're painting the house?
Yeah, that's why I'm painting the house. I wasn't painting the house. I just finishing that my cedar tiles on the outside, which is great when it's not too hot. But I got absolutely fried. In fact, my arms are peeling. Look.
Oh,
yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to live on the beach.
Yeah. So lots going on. We're sitting there, and so what happens? We're staying with Claire's going to be staying with friends for a while up in Nelson, and then we arranged a few house sits. So we just went through that this morning, just so she didn't. We do house sitting quite a bit, so it's quite a fun. I think this is going to be a very interesting year. My word of the year is commitment. I tend to commit to too many things. That's not commitment.
Yeah.
All right. I think per head of population, there's more millionaires in Nelson than any other city in New Zealand.
Oh, right.
That's why Lachlan's going there.
I reckon.
He's a millionaire.
So
I don't know.
Tell us, did you win lotto?
I think you've got to differentiate cause and effect. Will I become a millionaire if I move to Nelson? Perhaps not.
Yeah. Maybe you get kicked out if you're not. Who knows? I did know a lady that had a big 100-foot yacht who used to live in Nelson. She was a hard case. But she was worth 35 million, I think her name was. Judith, her name was. She was quite cool.
Well, I can balance out the average.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's true.
The exception that proves the rule, Lachlan.
Yeah, that's right. I could say when I move to Nelson, then they can say, well, okay, now the average person in Nelson earns the average salary.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I love it. It's good.
All right, Danny, I wore my this cheer shirt just for you today because I thought we could be the black and white of was it Daniel Smith? No, it's Ben Sherman.
If you ever take up target shooting, I used to wear that exact shirt, walking around with another 150 target shooters, and they said not the best idea of shirt, Danny.
Well, we could go paintballing though, couldn't we, with these on?
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Paul, are you back with us? Were you with a customer? If you don't know Paul, he'll come in later on. He's got a shop and he's obviously with the customer at the moment, but he fixes anything to IT and any IT equipment you may need.
Yeah.
But we actually have lost my screen. This is our think tank for the meeting. Topic is checklists for 2021. So I don't know, how do we work experiences into this? I'm trying to get our screen back, honey.
Well, from last year, I guess.
It is really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's people's experiences with creating checklists in the past? Is that what we're talking about? There we go. Got him back now.
Well, I think this is what checklist things you're going to knock off, is it?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's
it could be, yeah.
It's just another checklist, to-do list, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like goals for 2021.
Right.
Yeah. So what's some things? Oh, we learned anything from last year. How to be flexible, is it? What do you call it?
Pivot.
How to pivot. How to reorganize your business 10 times over. How to adapt.
Yeah.
Well, I think in terms of experiences, it's easy when you get caught, when you're so down in the weeds with stuff, is to miss opportunities. And, you get to the end of the last year and the people were saying, oh, the people who pivoted in this direction and gave that a go often did well. And I found myself certain I get too down in the weeds with stuff and I don't stick my head up occasionally. So I think in terms of checklist, part of my things for my checklist is going to be once a month, stick my head up, look around and see actually what's happening.
Yep.
So,
and so reviewing it's really important, Lachlan, eh?
Yeah.
Reviewing what you're doing.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm a great fan of checklists because I have the attention span of a goldfish.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
I find actually having checklists very useful.
I love checklists.
Yeah.
I told Helen off yesterday because she went and bought a wall planner. It's not really a checklist, but it's
No.
more of a vision board, I suppose.
Perfect. Wall planner. Put it on the wall,
I can't stand them.
He hates it, but the reason you hate it is because you don't write things. I love writing, and I put it on the wall, and then I can fill in. I've got about 10 photo shoots already in there, and then I've got other spaces where I can fill it in, and I can see how busy I can get or how much I can fit in there, where I need to put other jobs. I love it.
Wall planners are great because it doesn't matter how many screens you've got, you can't switch them off. They're on the wall. They don't go away.
That's right. That's the thing. If it's on your computer, you're looking for it. And I can't always have it sitting there looking at me, but I can with a wall planner. So
I need to change my wall planner. In fact, I got one of those.
I mean, but there's got to be a limit to how many things you put up there, because it's very easy to become frustrated if you start missing certain things. So what we do is we keep it to a minimum.
It's a glass.
Hang on, sorry, I've got 2 people speaking here.
Oh, that's cool.
We have this sitting on the coffee table. So I normally have about 9 things to do a day. And I list them and read the ones I have to do, and the black ones I can miss if I have to.
Right.
But I got down to 2 from Monday.
Oh, cool. That's right, with a really big pen. So, Stefano, you were saying about how you don't try not to put too much on.
Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah. So what I was saying is, like, towards the end of last year, I had this like big, list of like things I wanted to do in 2021, but I kind of narrowed it down to like maybe 3 or 4 items. And then once you achieve those 3 or 4 items, then you think about the next things to do. And that just like makes it more encouraging, because once you achieve things, you actually, just gain momentum into achieving more.
Okay. I tried something a while ago, and it's quite good actually. I think it was some lady called Natalie in Wellington, thing called Life Pilot, and the whole idea, it sounded a bit big, but actually a bit woo-woo for me, but actually it was worked out good. So divided things into categories, and you can only in any day put 3 things down for that day, and not 3 things in each category, but 3 major things to achieve. And for someone like me who just ends up with lists of 50 things, which are ridiculous, I'm never going to get them done. It was a really good discipline. And it just runs on Google Docs. And what you do is you set them up for your big things for like 3 years' time, and then roll that down right down to something to do that week, and then every week you set things to do that day. And because everything's color coded, you have business is orange, money stuff is purple. You try and get a good, like any sort of meal, you try and get a good mix of colors in any given week or day. And my goodness, it was hard, but it was a really good discipline to do.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have a task, I'll do a mind map and make sure I've got all the ingredients before I start.
Yep.
And you've got to be really careful not to put screeds of things on your list, because you just won't go through them. Like we sort of had the rule that we'll do 5 a day, but now I've listed like about 9 or 10 things because I'll forget them. So I've put them there, but then I'm not going to get through them. So
the real trick with doing that sort of thing, in actual fact, is to write your list, but then go through and prioritize it.
Yes.
A, B, C. A is the most important, B is the next most important, C is the least important.
Yeah.
And within each category, give 1, 2, 3 as which one's the most important, least important, etc. If you do that, you'll go. What it does is it draws you to the most important things you've got to, like stuff that you can do or that you should do straight away. The whole thing with to-do lists or checklists or whatever you like to call them is that what they do is help you move through your key tasks, your critical tasks.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So it doesn't matter whether you only have, well, Lachlan's idea is good with just the 3, or you have a whole list, but at least in the list have some way of identifying the things that are most important to be done. Somebody once referred to those sort of lists as pain lists.
Yeah.
They're a pain to do, but they solve the pain if you do them.
Yeah. And hence the color coding, I guess, Lachlan.
Color coding is good. I certainly find for me is that I just tend to I'll just put that on as a reminder, but separating the things that you want to be reminded about from the things you really need to get done that day. And it's okay. You think you have 3 or you think 4, but it's okay to have 1. one thing to do, because once you've done that thing, then you can look at the rest. But you know, for me, sometimes two's okay. You know, so yeah.
The beauty with prioritizing is that at least it makes you focus on the most important first.
You have to prioritize.
Good stuff, guys. Remember, we've got the chat box too. If you want to chuck things in there, then we can cut and paste it.
Put a screen jump.
What kind of categories do you guys put down? Is it like across, you know, like personal, business? So you not only focus on business priorities, but you also focus on personal development?
Well, the ones I have personal, I have lifestyle, I have health, I have impact, you know, because if I do speaking, work, wealth, just money, relationships, and then house, which is a separate one, because I'm doing stuff in the house. I just pulled that out as a separate category. And, you know, I find those things that sort of fit, you know, and just, you can set what colors you like.
I think it's important to, I sort of need to visualize, and that does help definitely with, you know, like also at the end of the day, when you look at your list and you see you've actually got stuff done, you actually feel like you're not just treading water.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
that's
cool.
right. So I'll just see if I can get a screenshot somewhere of.
We were talking last year, I know Fit for Business used to have some sort of fitness thing of accountability.
That's
and
right.
I've spent last year, I've actually managed to get my heart rate down to about, not as low as yours, Dave, but about 49, my resting heart rate, which is quite cool. But I've put it over a graph of 3 years and I can see that I'm heading in the right direction, and I'm also losing a bit of weight.
Yeah.
So those long-term goals are something, but I think, you know, having a health plan or something that we may implement, like we do about 2 or 3 runs a week. I'm not really a runner, to be honest. I lost my joy in it, but I'm starting to enjoy it again because I've done so much of it.
Right.
And I'm starting to get out, and I went for a 9K run on the spot last Wednesday. It was a 5K run. When I turned up, somebody said, "Oh, we're doing a 9K circuit. Who's in?" I went, "Okay." You know, I nearly died, but it's nice to be able to have other goals as well. Or, you know, it's like having a double life in a way. You have your business hat.
Yeah.
And then you chuck on your personal life.
Yeah. You know, just in that Fit for Business that you were talking about, Danny, we used to have the 4 areas that we used to focus on were business, nutrition, fitness, and
David's run away.
Yeah, you have to say that again now.
In Fit for Business, when it was going, latterly, it doesn't matter what it was called. We had 4 goals, and they were that we'd set targets for or goals for, and they were business was 1, nutrition was 2, fitness was 3, and fun was 4. And so each week we would set a goal in each area, and you know, and what we found was that covered off the major sectors that Lachlan was talking about. You know, you can fit all of those into the 4, and it works pretty well.
Talking about the color coding, like what we were before, I did this, which is there. And these are little sticky note things. And this is from my workshop that I'm working on. And the top yellow ones are the modules, and the blue ones will go down and they'll be the lessons. And then, because I was learning from a person I'm doing a course through of doing these little sticky colors and module lesson. And then I think there's something else that goes into it. But she was saying the whole color coding thing to separate things, and said about the sticky notes. So I went off to our stationery, brought my sticky notes, and they're great.
I do my hidden, him do
and
that.
they do his hidden, yeah. But that's all right. Don't do my hidden.
Yeah. Hey, it's good stuff, guys. I'm stuffing this up quite nicely by myself. All right, guys, that's cool. All right, so there's a whole lot of good stuff there. Let's have our problems. So we're looking for a checklist. What sort of problems are we potentially going to have doing a checklist? Not staying on target, maybe, you know, losing focus, was it? Or forgetting that you've got a checklist? Finding time to look at your checklist?
Forgetting you have a checklist is a good one.
Your keyboard with the bolt.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Oh, and letting yourself get distracted.
Yeah.
Getting distracted.
Yeah.
Yes. Or a
discipline.
good one for that, David, is you've got your checklist and then you go, yeah, I've got to do those. And then something pops in your head and you go, oh, I might just do that. And that's me.
Yeah. Hey, a good thing to help you overcome the problems. Have you guys heard about the Pomodoro technique?
No.
Yeah.
Educate us, mate.
Yeah. So Steph and Julia have, but that's really good. Set your timer and work for 20 minutes and don't have any distractions during that 20 minutes. Take a short break, then reset your timer and do it again. And if you say to yourself, as I'm working, and this is only just in 20-second, in fact, I used to do it for 25 actually, because it used to suit me better. But if you just focus entirely for that, don't answer the phone, don't answer your emails, focus on the task. And if you do that, that's a great way of staying focused and not getting distracted.
Yeah.
What do you do in the breaks, and how do you get back to your 20 minutes? Like, how much of a break would you have?
What I used to do is I used to do 25s, and I'd have the first one be a 5-minute break, and then after the next one, I'd have a 10-minute break, and then after the next one, quarter of an hour, and then start it back again.
Right.
I think it's really important to take those breaks, because
That's right. You've got to have the breaks.
Hours and not move, and then I think, oh, I've got to get up and walk around. And
that's right. And when especially when you get into the longer ones, the 10s and the 15 minutes, and take a normal break for lunch, half an hour, or whatever it is that you take. It is essential to get up, walk around, go to the loo, get a cup of coffee, whatever, that's the time. But again, just watch when you have the breaks, because very often you find the breaks extending, So it takes a bit of discipline, but once you get into the way of doing it, it's super productive.
So you actually get mobile apps that help you with the timing as well.
Yes.
Oh, you probably could. There's probably something out there, Steph. Yeah.
I just talk to my phone. I just say, set the phone. I mean, I find for me, I go for 45 minutes. Some people do 48 and then you can have 12 and then do the hour. But I say phone to Google, set timer for 45 minutes, and it's quite good. Except you're in a call, then the phone rings and you pick up a call, and then this beeping starts going in the background. But,
everyone's phone's just got Siri to put a 45-minute timer on who's listening.
You're right. Yeah.
I used to. It's interesting, Lachlan. I used to do. I tried off the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just found it a bit short, but just that extra 5 minutes made a bit of difference for me. I found if I tried to go longer, my chances of actually staying that totally focused sort of started to diminish. That's why I didn't used to go that long.
I think it's more to do with the type of jobs I have to do. I found that with 20 minutes, I just get started into it, and I thought, oh, really? But I'd often have quite a few faltering starts, and if I had a faltering start, I'd say, right, let's restart that, and to try to build the habit. But it's I'm a great fan of the Pomodoro thing.
Yeah. So
if you look at Wikipedia, there's actually research behind why they chose 25 minutes. Right. And I think it's to do with how your brain works, and there's a lot of research behind it.
So if you've got a task, say, David, that is going to take you about 2 hours, you just do 25 minutes, have a break, 25 break, like that.
That's right, and you'd be surprised how quick you get through it. And it's that focus that's the really important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing about something like 25 minutes, and it sounds silly, is if you need to go to the loo, you can hang on for a bit, and you get the job done. Or you think I need a coffee or something like that, you can hang on. Yeah. If you're halfway through, you've got 10 minutes. Most people can hang on for most things. If you've got to make a call or you've got to do something else, I work from home, so putting the washing out or something like that, I can hang on for that time. It's really is valuable.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Yeah. Excellent. Any other problems that you can see with trying to, if you create a checklist?
Just putting more stuff on.
Yeah, keeping it up to date.
Yeah.
Well, you know, kidding yourself on, you think, oh, I'll just, I said to my daughter Lucy, you know, the word just is one of the most dangerous words, because you think, I've got 14 things on my list to do together and I'm not going to get the last 3 done. I'll just put another one on, as though by miraculously putting it on the list, it will automatically get done through some sort of a magic system.
Why do we do that? Why do we put more stuff on the list? Why do we, are we procrastinating?
No,
Well,
I think it's because we forget and we want to note them down, and then
I think you separate the things you're reminding yourself to look at one time and the things you seriously need to get done that day.
So in a way, it's accountability, the list, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just think you've got to be realistic about the list. You know, I just disciplining myself.
Mm.
You know, so it's a really cool thing to say, I've got a full page of stuff to do today. What are you, some sort of superhero? You know, you know, and you know, you check with people at the end of the day. Oh, how much of those things did you actually get done? Well, yeah, different story. You're not a superhero then, I'm afraid. You know, call me cynical, but you know.
What about shifting priorities? A lot of that's the list, like Dave said, about put them in order at the top and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes, like if you screwed up all your items that you got to do and put them in a jar and just put your hand in and grab the first one that come out, sometimes you go, oh, I don't want to do that one. You know, that's often a good way of getting them done.
I like there's an old thing in time management that as you're going through and you're looking at the things that you've got to do, you split them between what's necessary, what actually has to be done immediately, and what's important. And there's a little grid there which splits these things up. And what it says is that the things that are absolutely got to be done, that are absolutely necessary, that's the stuff that affect your business or your health. You've got to do those, because if you don't do it, you're going to be adversely affected. Those are the really important things you've got to get done today, okay? Then you've got the important things, and the important things are the things that are going to promote your business and your life goals, etc., etc. And they're the important ones. And then you've got the really necessary stuff, but it's unimportant. And by that, they mean stuff you've got to do, like your GST return and what have you. That's got to be done, but it doesn't have to be done for another couple of days. So it's not necessary at the moment. It's necessary, but it's not important.
Not urgent.
And then the last one, not necessary and not important. They're all those tasks you got on your list. Forget about them. So, you know, but the key thing is I like setting up what's important to you, and that's your longer term goals around your business and what you want to do, so that when you're not doing stuff that's absolutely necessary for you to do, work on those important things. That's the key. That's one of the key things around priorities. Don't know if I've made myself clear, but I hope you get the idea.
I think there was an amount of urgency as well that came into that.
That's right. It's urgency versus importance.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's actually found useful, this life pilot thing. I'll keep on going back, because the whole way you do it, you start with what your big aims are for the 3-year program, and then you put your major projects in, and then you effectively feed those down into weekly tasks.
That's right.
And my goodness, it took a bit of effort at the beginning. It took me probably about 4 hours to go through. But the good thing is that every time you set a new task for the week, you think, okay, is this part of the big picture or is this not? Because it's so easy to add things on. You think, okay, let's get my big picture things in place. They're my rocks, and everything else can fit around that. My goodness, it was a really good thing to do, because you can too busy thinking of the week, what's happening this week, next week, and you end up in 6 months' time you haven't done any of the big stuff.
Yep. Good stuff, guys. So we've got some solutions in, I think, by the sounds of it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What have you written there? So a bit of software maybe could be one thing, like some software perhaps.
Yeah.
Sticky notes. Software. Make that a new one.
Yeah.
Maybe using prioritization techniques.
Yeah.
I know in projects we use Moscow, which is like we divide requirements into must-haves, should-haves, could-haves, and you reprioritize in what you need to do. And that's something that could really apply to this as well. Yeah, it's must-haves, should-haves, and nice-to-haves. and it will not do this time round.
Could-haves.
Yeah, could-haves, yeah.
Could-haves, yeah.
So the must-haves are something that you can't do without, and that's what you focus on first, and everything else is like, nice to haves, basically.
So what is it? Must-haves?
Must-haves? Nice
Yeah.
to have. What is it?
Must have nice.
Could-haves and could-haves.
Yeah.
Could have.
Yeah, there's a whole documentation around it. Yeah, I
Stefano,
like to just split into nice to haves and must haves. Yeah.
you know what I thought you were saying, Stefano? I thought you were saying nice to haves and kebabs. And I'm thinking,
Kebabs.
and I'm thinking,
Well, kebabs should definitely be at the top of my list.
yeah, of course, that's right. Priorities.
I love kebabs.
I don't know if I
Lamb
can.
kebabs, chicken kebabs.
Yeah.
Always nagging Janine to have kebabs.
Right. Yeah. And just in solutions, Danny, just the discipline to set your goals.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Accountability, isn't it?
yeah, and persistence to stay with them.
Mm. Now, Rob was talking about they reckon, was it within a week, 7% of people's New Year's resolutions go out the window?
That's right.
Yeah.
But he did say that if you make them at New Year, that they tend to work.
Yeah, they have a 30% chance of working or something.
That's
like that.
Yeah.
And maybe the Pomodoro technique should really be a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Pomodoro
Oh, yeah.
technique.
Should be.
I just put timing. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timing. Yeah. Take it out of that
wrong.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good stuff. I like that. I don't know. Do you guys? I don't know about use, but use. I don't know. If that's a
Use?
proper word.
No.
If I set myself, if I'm on a mission to do something, I normally get it done. But if I find I've got something on my list for more than 6 months, I take it off. Or if I have a project I want to do and I've been talking about it for 6 months, I just remove it out of my, like if I start a new project, like I've got a couple of websites I've started, but I haven't finished and it's been 12 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Danny, if it's sitting on a list, fella, for that long, it ain't important. Forget about it.
yeah. I use my file directory of my computer for my list a lot of the time.
Okay.
Right.
The yellow folders that you might have a PC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll start a project and in there and I open it up and I put images and I put PDF files, I put logos, and then I build a sort of a case to start a new project, and that's sort of what I do. Or I copy the last project I did that was like-minded and then just clean it all up and get it ready to go. And that's sort of my go-to, right, let's get into this job. Because I think I have to actually build something in my head completely before I start the task.
Mm.
That's why the physical stuff, the running is really good, because I'll come home and I'll go, actually, I know how to do that job now and I want to get into it. And then boom. Like I'm selling one of my websites at the moment. So on Monday I put down there, I've been thinking about filling out the form that I can put it up for sale. And I did it yesterday. It literally took me 20 minutes, but I've been sitting there thinking about it for the whole week.
Okay.
And then I didn't save it and lost it all again. So I had to do the whole lot again.
Yeah.
And I thought, I would laugh, but this task that only took me 20 minutes now took me like 35-ish, which is quite okay. But I should have just got straight into that list and done it.
Danny has an innate ability to find a task and just go for it. He'll stay up till 3 a.m. and just do this task. And I really struggle with concentrating on one task. My mind wanders and then I go, oh, maybe I'll do this. And then I go and do something else. And he gets really annoyed at me for doing that.
Tell her off.
But I can understand why. I mean, I really need to finish tasks and I don't. I think I start the task and it's all exciting and I go, wow, this is great. I love doing this. And then I get bored. I get bored really easy.
Don't look at Janine.
He's looking at Janine. And then maybe it's a woman thing. And then I go on to something else and he's a good taskmaster. He's pretty hard though. And he goes, finish that task. And I say, no, maybe I could be doing this. And he's going, finish that task. But I need that accountability because I'm a shocker. I will go on to something else.
Is it poor planning? Is it like when you start a task and then you realise, oh, I can't really finish this task?
No, it's boredom for me.
At least I have this in order. Or
it's
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Helen. I also do the same. It gets monotonous. Then I'm like, no, I'm just going to do something else, and then I'll come back to it because
yeah, for sure.
And then you end up not going back to it.
That's right.
Oh,
I'm guilty as charged on that one.
who thinks they're a perfectionist?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm definitely a perfectionist. It's a bad trait.
I like to be a perfectionist, but reality is I'm happy at 85%.
Yeah.
I'd rather get 80. I'd rather be 85% good today than perfect tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes, as we say. I always say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if have you been to Dubai? I haven't, but I know. Oh, actually, it's Panama. Panama, if they're going to start building a building, they go and find a land and they start clearing the section, and they literally start building before they actually have the plans.
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like I do. Is I'd rather think I want a building there, I know I want the building, and I'll start building it before I even finish the plans. Because my ex-brother-in-law, he used to work in Panama, and his father-in-law was a builder, and he said this is what they do. And I thought, well, hard case.
Yeah.
But what's the pitfalls of doing that? There's probably tons everyone can think of.
Well, the course that I'm going through with an Australian entrepreneur, Grace Lever, she says she sells all these courses and she workshops courses, and she said she has sold courses before she's even built them. Yeah. So she was at a retreat and she said, I'm going to put together this course, blah, 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 who's up for it? And all these people put their name down and paid for it, and she hadn't even built it. So then she goes off, and she builds the first module. And then while they're doing that one, she's building the second one and the third. And so she always says, don't build your 8-module course and then put it online. She said, do it, pretty much sell it before you've done it, and then start building your modules. And it's a great method.
The logic to that, because the reason is a lot of people make assumptions. My goodness, that obviously in my career I see people who've got these great business ideas, and they're all based on assumptions, and what they don't really do is actually test the market. They'll ask a couple of friends, hey, if I did this new pink unicorn swing to hang off your tree, would you buy it? And everyone says yes, we'd buy it. They come across the money, suddenly all your friends disappear. They're all a bit busy that weekend. And that's validating. When you say, I've got the course, put some money in, then it's validated.
Yeah, I reckon too.
Right.
And if you give them options, they get engaged. They say, what if I did a course on that? What if I did a course on that? And they say, oh yeah, if I had to pay for it now, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Your best friends are your worst enemies when it comes to these things.
I just like a solution is actually starting.
Yeah.
I suppose it's finishing as well, isn't it?
No, starting is a really good one. I remember Spark put out this advert, and it was the whole advert was very sort of touchy-feely, but the whole thing was based on just starting, and how starting can be so hard for some people.
Yeah.
I'm always saying that. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, Knox says just do it. We can say just started.
Yeah.
I think there's sort of two things in terms of lists, though. There's a list of the big things you need to do. There's also all the daily things you've got to check up on. And I have a big list. In recruitment, again, you get tied up with stuff. But I have a list which goes through is just, okay, check my calendar for the day. Yeah, it goes, scan all the new applications coming in, select an action bin or shortlisted candidates. In other words, don't let them sit there. Call one client. Any invoices I have to chase that I've already sent out, any invoices to send. And it's all in order of importance. So I can work my way through, and I get a phone call halfway down. Well, I've done probably more of the important stuff, but not having to think about it. And I don't think, what have I got to do next? And I've been recruiting for 18 years. I don't remember everything. And it goes, yeah, I've done that. And that's just a goal for day-to-day stuff.
I reckon that's like a pie, isn't it? You've got different parts of your pie, and you make sure you eat the whole pie every day.
That's right, but it's just the daily stuff you've got to do. It sounds like putting on a list, like almost like clean your teeth. Oh yeah, all those things. But actually, because you don't have to think about it, it does take a lot of pressure off your brain.
Yeah.
It's your template for the day, Lachlan, isn't it?
A template for the day. That's right.
Can we use that? Yeah, that's great, mate. That's really good stuff, because when I'm listening to that, you said something about call a client. So you also generate new leads and you put that into your template, and you know that's part of what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you obviously see the value in having that there for that long.
And I also put a box around the things, although they're not so important, they are important to scheduling. So calendar things. So for example, client candidate interviews to organize. Yeah. Now that is actually number 10 on my list. But when I'm scheduling, I just look at everything with a box around it. That's silly.
Template for the day. That's great. I really like that.
I like template for the day. That's brilliant.
We're going to steal that. I might just put my name.
I couldn't give you a.
It's all right. I'll take a commission.
David who? David who? Dave, was it? I know.
If I take a screenshot and pop the image up here, can I do that in this chat? Or?
Yeah. Just down the bottom of the screen. Share screen.
I'll make it so you can do that.
I can show you if you like. Yeah.
Yeah. No, good stuff, mate. Where are we? Share screen. All right. Welcome back, Paul. Customers in the shop. Did you extract money?
Will be.
Well done.
All right. So we've got a good 10 minutes or so left. Lachlan's going to give us a screen grab. We might actually be able to paste it in if you want. The other one I'm thinking of is takeaways. Takeaways. So I've got quite a bit of. I really like the
takeaways, kebabs.
Yeah, we'll put that. Template
of the day.
I think that could just about be a challenge for all of us, really.
For the day or of the day?
Yep.
What do you call it?
Week, won't it?
Template du jour, as they say in France.
Well done.
Is it a business day template?
Oh, it doesn't. Just template of the day.
Okay.
The day.
It's complicated, Dave. Come on. Where's your sense of adventure? What else you guys got out of this?
Do it now.
Do it now. Just do it.
I live by that.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. Stop planning.
I actually think it's knowing if you're a starter or a finisher.
That's a good one. Or a procrastinator like me.
Well, see, I'm a great starter. I'm a lousy finisher. And just and someone said to me years ago, if you're a great starter and a lousy finisher, then team up with someone who's a great finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're needing the accountability to make sure you get done, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
Just be real with yourself.
Yeah.
I can see Stefano's thinking, what am I?
Yeah, starter, delayer, or finisher.
Yeah.
So when I start a new task, we started a new website for Helen the other day. So the first thing I do is we, set up all the mail. So she's got a mailbox. Yep. Then the next thing we're doing is setting up all the DNS for records for the domain name. Everything we're doing, like I'm holding back the 4 wins before we actually start the good stuff.
Yeah.
So that when we start the good stuff, I've got a clear slate ready to rock and roll, and we don't have to, because I know the questions it's going to ask us along the way. Like having your terms and conditions or whatever everything all ready to tickly boo, cut and paste, drop it all in. But I always seem to not procrastinate, but I seem to hold back the start line. Is like America's Cup yachting. Perhaps they sail around and then they get to that line and they're off. I don't want to sit there and go past the start process and then have to go back to the start and grab some other.
You could have a template just for setting up websites in your mind. Okay, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, and then you have a line.
Yeah, well, funny enough, the job that Helen's doing, she's doing most of it by herself this time, because last time we did the job, I said, now you've got to chop up all these images, make sure they're all the right size. Why don't you write down the size of the images that you need so when we do our next task? And the last time we did was probably 2 years, a year and a half ago.
2 years ago.
And she's going back and using the same old notes. And Eureka, that works.
Yeah, I've got about 10 things of sizings for each sort of image, and I've written that down and I've got that ready. And so now I can almost get this website out so fast because I'm just following this template. It's really quite quick.
I think there's actually there's a batch system you can just actually start with one image and just generates the rest.
You can in Photoshop, yes. If you open all your images or if you tell it where your images are, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's correct.
Actually, you talk about this template of the day, but there's also people do SOPs, standard operating procedures.
Yeah.
And I just do lists, but some people go a little bit further, and as if they were hit by a bus, they can say, actually, Dave, can you do this for me? And it's pretty much listed down as though any idiot could do it. I'm not calling you an idiot, Dave, but
Thank
Thank
you.
I'd say that's a good idea for any business though, because
Yeah.
Like-
But how often done?
I did it for all our account system,
Yeah.
literally a dummy's guide. And then after Sally passed away, it was invaluable because I picked it up and it was all there documented.
Yeah.
Mm. I dream of those days when I'm that organised.
documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried doing some things like that in the past.
I'm kind of doing that at the moment for this new store. I was writing down things when Danny and I were starting and doing it like a template, but also for a course that we're going to put online as well. So we know how it works.
Yeah.
Is finisher a word?
Start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good one. What else do we get from that, guys?
Well, certainly with that life biology thing, the takeaways I got from that one was don't be tempted just to keep adding stuff to your list. Just be really disciplined about the stuff you can realistically get done in a day and underplay it. Because nothing comes into your world that halves you the amount of stuff you got to do. It always adds to it.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. I think you need to think not just your daily list though, because you've got things you've got to do throughout the year.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's stuff you got to do, like taxes, GST, plan for it and put the time aside.
Yeah.
That like a wall planner instead, though.
That's what Outlook calendar is.
Thank you, Mark. No, Mark. Goodness me, Paul. Hey, digital.
I've got Outlook calendar, but I don't have that open on my computer all the time, but I can turn my head and there it is.
Yeah. And when she's out and about and she needs to check out, oh, did I pay that? She can go back to her wall calendar. She
No,
gets
I
in
can
car,
take a photo of my wall calendar.
drives. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
It's easy to edit then, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got both. So it's if my computer went down, I got it on the wall.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Whatever works for you.
Cloud.
Got to find a system that works for
It's
you.
whatever works, exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for you, it works for me.
I don't see it working for you either. Just saying.
Or post-it notes.
You're such a.
Yeah.
I'll say no more.
Yeah, I've got notes all over my
Ideas.
desk. Scrap paper, and that's my memory system.
Oh, what's that stuff? I haven't seen that before. Could you?
I love
Oh, this is all my notes. They lie all over the
pages
desk.
like this all over the desk. I just don't know how we function, but anyway.
If I could show you my desk, I have no
Yeah.
paper at all on my desk.
Yeah.
Jolene, I love notebooks. I love stationery. So if I have a notebook, I just love it.
All right, so-
There's some of the notes off my desk.
Yep.
I used to love going to stationery shops and I'd buy stuff and then I'd end up putting it. And I realized that the only reason I was buying it, it was like shopping when you're hungry. Okay. That it's that you don't solve the problem. You're kidding yourself when you buy a filing system and stuff and you think that's going to make you organized.
Yeah.
I must admit, I did buy one of those hand filing systems because for all my receipts, because go save all your receipts. And then I started putting them in and I went, nah, this is a waste of time. So that was a waste of money. But no, I do love notebooks.
This year is Elite 6 over here, and this is a client projects notes on this side, and then another client projects notes on this side.
Yeah, it's handy, isn't it?
There's different ways of doing notes. Yeah.
If I've had a bill and the envelope sitting on my desk, I'll turn it over and write on that as well. Any piece of paper I'm happy to write on.
Yeah, I've just got that on my desk, one person's business card, and I've had to keep it for some reason. No, I don't have to keep it.
But you don't know what it's for.
Yeah, and I bought something on Trade Me, and just in case it broke, I thought it's good to have the guy's card. But I don't need it now because it's Christmas. It was there before Christmas. It's the only piece of paper I have. I do have a filing system, and I do keep, like life insurance policies and all that.
Can you read your own writing?
No.
That is the difference.
Yeah.
I can read my handwriting. I've got nice handwriting, so I enjoy writing.
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to share too, because this is goals for 2021. When I got back to work on my computer, I had about 8 emails I hadn't done. So I decided to start from the bottom and make sure I worked through them all. So simple things like filling out a form so you can change an AP that's coming out of the wrong bank account and all that sort of carry on. But I actually got down to 0 emails in my inbox. And then I sat there and I thought, oh, I have to start work now. because I use it as a procrastinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do my emails. Like that. That's one probably temptation of your template of the day, is you do your task and then you sit there and think, I'm done.
No, I find it really good. But I agree with you that this great saying is that if you've got something really, really important to do, it's amazing how untidy the cutlery drawer is.
Yes. Yeah.
You need to wipe the bench.
Yeah, I must do that. Why? Because you're feeling as though you're doing something, a sense of agency, they call it. I'm doing something. Yes, I'm tidy. Cutlery drawer. And what's the thing? I've got to call the bank.
Yeah. Well, we went to our meeting yesterday, and then what did we go afterwards? We went somewhere.
Went to Steve's.
Oh yeah, but we went to Steve's, and then we went out for lunch. And then we got home, and I thought, right, let's get into work in the right frame of mind. And Helen goes, we should go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
No, we're working, but because we sort of made every excuse not to start, we found another one. So yes, we pumped out some work yesterday afternoon.
We did get a lot of work done. Yeah.
No good. So any other takeaways today? We've got a couple of spaces there. Template of the day. I really like that. Just do it. Are you a starter or a finisher? Be disciplined with your daily list. Underplay it. So underplay it meaning.
I mean, if you think you can do 4 things, then put 3 things on your list. You better complete 3 things than muddle around and what's the word? And
Not complete at all.
spread your efforts on 4 things and just don't get 2 of them done.
Yeah. So the list is really there for a sense of accomplishment, so you feel like you're getting ahead.
Yeah.
In a way.
And balance your list across those categories.
Yeah.
Okay, balance list. Put that down there. It's nice and bold. I've got bold happening for some reason. I can't figure out why it's doing my head and being ADHD, but but we'll select the whole lot. We'll get it back to good. All right, guys. Well, let's stop the meeting now. Not stop the meeting, but let's stop the subject. That was really cool. Let's think of a topic for next week. What's something that would be beneficial? Hopefully we'll get a few more sailors in next week. Next week's topic. Accountability.
That's always a good one.
Do we need accountability?
We always do.
You do what we want.
I'm pretty motivated to do things. What's something that's current? Are we worried about money? I'm worried about money, getting some more income streams.
Yes, income, definitely.
Income, ways to generate income.
New ways to generate income.
Who doesn't need any more income? Jesus.
Lachlan's all right. He's going to Nelson.
Yeah, he's going to be wealthy. You have to get yourself a yacht. They all have yachts in Nelson.
Power of attraction there, Lachlan.
Sorry?
The power of attraction, maybe. That's where you're going.
Yes.
Right.
What about?
I'm going to set up a commune there.
That's going to be.
I'm going to become a guru.
Yeah. Secrets, yeah.
I was thinking with the list that we had with business, nutrition, fitness, and fun. Could we put it on one of the nutrition, fitness, or fun avenues, like one of those that might be quite good, like something sideline? But us to have been vegans for 13 months now, and I've got so much energy, and it's could have been interesting to having a change. And also, I've sort of kept off 3.5 kgs throughout the year. Once I got back from Bangladesh, I got down to 82, and went up back up to 84. Now I'm back down to 81.5.
Yeah.
But all year long, I've been measuring my weight, trying to keep my weight off because I don't want to creep it up again. But it's a fitness thing. It's been really good, and I actually am maintaining some of that.
Fitness and energy, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good topic.
Hey,
Danny.
listen. Hey, why don't
Nutrition and fitness.
One at a time, guys.
Hey, what
You
about
recommend the Delhi belly diet?
Yeah.
All right.
He's done that in India.
That's where the 3.5 Ks went.
Is it lifestyle balance? What did you say, Dave?
I was just going to say, you just call it fit for business.
Fit for business.
Yeah.
Fit for business could be worked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, last year I sort of changed a few habits, and I've lost probably 6 kilos.
Wow. What have you done have you done like more exercise or just?
I did a bit of everything. I did a bit more. I always do a reasonable amount of exercise, but I'm pretty much always fatty at the back, well, tail end Charlie, as they call it nicely. And, but so I've been doing some exercise for leg strength and mountain biking, and that's been really quite good. But good. I just did this intermittent fasting, so I just don't eat till lunchtime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, starve yourself. Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what?
Tea time.
Sorry.
I don't eat till the evening. Usually, that's the only meal I have I
Yeah.
have.
Well,
Evening meal.
it's been spectacular, really, the difference. But we can talk about that next week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
That-
sounds good.
is that you? That's right. Using that name, Dave.
Say again?
It would be all right using that fit for business name.
Oh, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's not operating down here anymore. I don't know if it's going anywhere else.
That's a topic, isn't it? So you can use it.
It's just a topic. It's not we're not selling anything or doing anything.
That's right.
No, I just think it's quite good. I think keeping an eye on your mentalness and mindset and all that sort of stuff. It's been.
Yeah.
I mean, the last year's been amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's
I mean-
heaps of things we could talk about, especially post-COVID. You know, how we keep ourselves fit, how we did keep ourselves fit, how we're going to keep ourselves fit in the future.
Good stuff. What I'll do is I'll finish recording, but as I've said before, thank you very much for coming along today, and I'll turn this into a podcast because I think we've got some nice snippets of information there. I will stop recording now. Stop recording now.